Hey, what's up guys? MyHeroDeku here, coming at you with a video a week late, but today we're going to be covering chapter 289 of My Hero Academia. Now there's not really a ton I want to say about this chapter compared to either some of the previous chapters that I've covered on this channel or the chapter after this one that I'm about to record being 290. What I do think is important is kind of an exposition chapter as well as one for Toga and Ochako, which was pretty cool to see. Now obviously it started off with Ida and one of the big three running towards the battle with Shiggy and Deku and Endeavor and Todoroki, all those guys, which was pretty cool to see, especially as a moment of like character growth for Ida. If you remember back in that Stain arc, he was kind of pushed by a personal vendetta and wanting to prove himself as a hero just on par with his brother. Now it definitely seems like he's come into his own as like a hero wanting to fight alongside both his friends, as generic as it is, and just protecting others, saying when asked if it's a question of breaking the rules, I'll put it on screen as always, that he wants to go and save the ones that have saved him time and time again, being Todoroki and Deku obviously, as well as maybe Bakugo, I don't know. Kind of doubt it, he's never exactly been on good terms with Bakugo, but still, cool to see. Going into the rest of it, we see once he gets there that Shigaraki is obviously basically out of commission, but obviously still moving around, even with All For One telling him, yo, you are going to die here if you keep this up. Time to chill out, but Shigaraki being Shigaraki, not really wanting to listen to him anymore. I'm kind of curious to see how that'll play out, because especially with Gigantomachia heading over there and what we saw in chapter 290, which I will be covering just today as well. But I'm kind of curious to see how the rest of this plays out. It feels like we're looking at a retreat, but we'll see. Finally, Toga and Ochako. Obviously, the rest of that fight was the main focus of this chapter, at least in my opinion. It's a little weird to see the dynamic that they have and the mindset that Toga has, in the sense that she definitely almost seems to think that she's in the right and the heroes are in the wrong, which I can see to an extent, but it's kind of a twisted mindset. Of course, I guess that's been the point of the whole arc, is proving the differences between the hero and villain society and where their mindsets are coming from. But I think more than anyone else's, Toga is tainted by past experiences in a weird way, and definitely because she seems to have people she does care about on both sides, which I don't really say I think holds true for any of the other villains. Most of the villains seem to either not like the people on the hero side that they have connections to, or either think that just they don't have anyone to have connections to, period, and that's kind of what pushed them towards the villain side. Toga seems to want to play both sides of that coin, which I think is interesting for sure, but a little weird, especially when she took Izuku's just charm that Ochako got from him and started messing around with it and talking about it. I thought we could talk about this back and forth, and kind of having Ochako ask her, so what do you want from me? And her being like, I just thought we could talk about it. We're friends. I care about people. And just kind of that whole back and forth, like, I was so happy when I could use your quirk, and kind of obviously Uraraka getting mad about that and being like, I'd never be so elated about using my quirk to kill someone, which is, I think for some reason what threw Toga over the edge was Ochako saying she'd have her take responsibility for her actions, because I think in a weird way she almost thought because they were friends that Ochako would just kind of see it as something that had to happen and was what it was because it was a part of who she was, which doesn't really work, but it's definitely an interesting dynamic to go into between the two characters. Now, of course, final thing I want to cover in this chapter, and I'm aware this was a bit of a shorter video, but again, I said there's not as much as I felt like there was in some of the previous chapters to cover in this one. It really felt like it more set up that next chapter. Was just this shot right here, which I'll have up on screen, is a really cool looking one to end it on. Obviously just like everything going on in the Shiggy fight and what's going to be happening there. Anyways guys, this has been MyHeroDeku. Sorry for this video being a week late. I've been a little busy with school and stuff. Signing off.